Welcome to Binding of Isaac. Not just rebirth this time, full-on repentance. The whole damn final game. Actually trying to record this ultimate version of Binding of Isaac. With my awful computer, it is likely to be a catastrophe. But I'll try to salvage it in editing. Maybe it won't be that bad. I've done some recording tests. It technically works. All these characters, many of whom I did not have access to last time I tried to record playing this game. And I certainly didn't have access to these characters. These horrible nightmares of characters, many of whom are virtually unplayable. One of them is actually better than the main version. I feel like Tainted Bethany might be the single best character in the entire game. I effortlessly wiped out all of her unlockables in the corner there. So, no need to play as her. Eden, you can see I've also done quite a bit of progress on. But Tainted Eden is not good. They're just really, really super random. And randomness tempts me in these roguelike games. So I'm gonna play a little bit as Eden. You may have noticed that the 3 things I have left to unlock as Eden are very, very difficult. I've started out with utter garbage, so I'm gonna head right into a curse room. Rerolls what I had, replaces it with slightly better stuff. I might be able to save this stuff if that was a secret room, which it isn't. So we'll use this now and reroll again. Every time we take damage, we change everything we had. That is the gimmick of Tainted Eden. Which, makes this character pretty unplayable. Impossible to strategize as. You either have to be so good that you never ever take damage, and also you can't do a lot of things that would, potentially give you useful things, like go into curse rooms, because they do damage to you. I don't have any bombs, so I cannot go into the secret room. I now have a bomb, so I can go into the secret room. Ugh, Bob's brain. They don't want me to finish this run. And it's a good thing, because I probably won't be. This is just a little showcase / me having fun. The main event will be later in this video. Unless this run goes completely berserk and I somehow do complete it, but don't count on that. I'm certainly not counting on it. No reason to go to the south. I guess we could go this way and go to the shop. Can't get into that ring there, unless I use a bomb. Hey, Bob's brain. Paying for itself. Sort of. Broken stopwatch. I'll certainly take it, especially because it's reduced. And that, health up temporarily. That is... Sometimes that's a lifesaver as Tainted Eden. Oftentimes it does nothing. I went into the wrong room, but my broken stopwatch procced. So this will be very, very easy, where this otherwise would have been a fairly difficult room. That's neat. And it gives me access to the super secret room. I have literally never seen this before in my entire life. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna touch it. It did damage to me, which re-rolled my character. I should have known because it has a little heart above it. Well, damage is already done. Let's continue ruining this run. Re-roll my stats here. We got a red stew, which does nothing because we got it randomly. And what did that do for me? I think it gave me a soul heart, maybe? pay attention as we keep grinding this down. Oh, it gave me a fortune. So all I have is soul hearts at this point. I think there's a real heart pickup over here. Let's see. Oh, double real hearts. Let's keep playing with this disaster that is ruining my run. I'm addicted at this point. Okay, I got proptosis. That's gonna give me massive damage so long as I take the risk of getting close to enemies, which is a bad idea. We also got Twilight Sparkle's severed head. Another thing I've never seen before, but you get all sorts of weird nonsense when you have the, I don't even know what that item is, what it's called. But it was a little missing sign on a milk carton. It gives you weird and often very powerful little allies to help you out. But we don't have it anymore. What we do have is this Psy Fly, I think it's called. And it is upgraded by the Hive Mind. So it is super, super powerful. It's mostly a defensive item, though. I need my damage up. I've got multi-bombs. And Dingle doesn't want to run away, so I'll blow it up twice. For free. Health ups are usually pretty good as Tainted Eden, because when you re-roll the heart that you get, you keep the heart. So you can re-roll the item, you'll still get its benefit permanently. At least that is the case with other re-rolls. Tainted Eden re-rolls so frequently that it's really, really hard to keep track of what is even going on with this character. Mystery item. It's a gross one. And not a terribly useful one. It does technically give us a beam attack, but it sprays out behind us. Usually I am facing toward the enemies I want to hit. Although in this case they were cornered, so I had a good chance to use it there. Montezuma's Revenge, not all that great. It was pretty hard to unlock. I forget how I unlocked it, but I remember it being pretty late in a character's unlockable list. I never pay attention to how I unlock stuff. It just shows up. I did briefly have the Book of Revelations. That would have been nice to keep. Yeah. This one's getting the job done for now. Excessive randomness is never a good thing when you have the Dead Sea Scrolls like I do now. This pickup is borderline useless. And they have never really improved it. They just give it a wider pool of potential items that it could mimic with each expansion, which hypothetically makes it worse. But you'll have even less of an idea what it could possibly do. One more little guy floating around. Play with it again. Book of Shadows. Utterly useless to us right now. Could go in the shop and hope for a discounted item. We wouldn't even know what it is because we have the Curse of the Blind, I think it is. Or the Unknown. Many of the curses have very similar names. So let's just get this floor over with. Normally that's a nice easy boss. Usually do not get hit by the Blighted Ovum unless my speed is terrible. This is nonsense what I have right now. Anti-gravity shot and laser shot. Not a great combo. I've never seen it before, but it's not serving me very well. I am going to check out the Devil Room. I'm probably going to regret it. Because, I mean, I have no idea what any of this junk is. It's really not worth risking, because it could be a false PhD. Or it could be Guppy's collar. A waste either way. Yeah, shouldn't have done that. But it's the allure of the Devil Room. It's meant to be tempting. I've never figured out a use for this particular use item that I have right now. It sends you back a room, lets you, like, scout ahead what's gonna come in the next room. But it doesn't allow you to achieve any sort of progress in any use case that I've discovered. So I usually get rid of it at my first opportunity. Which in this case will probably be a reroll. Which is... I should probably just force a reroll at this point, because this character combo right now is very bad. Okay. I like the split shot. And it also has some shrink shot, which is rarely beneficial. Just makes enemies harder to hit. And I think it also makes them faster. Maybe it just makes them seem faster because they cover more ground with a smaller character model. Can test it out. But we do have to wait for the random chance to occur. Can't use my pentagrams on these guys because they're immobile. Ugh, these things. They always get worse with every expansion. Like, they should have made the Met Hat things more aggressive at this point. Because you really have to ram your face into them to get them to open up and become vulnerable. So you'll just end up with enemies that you literally cannot harm for extended periods of time. And with certain item combos, they will just never ever open up their weak spot. I've had that happen. I've just had to bomb my way out of that room. It should be nice and easy. Now, I'd normally never play with music on, and I think here in Repentance, they made the music dynamic, such that it would change under certain level circumstances. I haven't done nearly enough testing to confirm anything of that sort. I have literally never played with the in-game music on since Repentance came out, until last night when I was doing some test recordings. But that seemed to be the case. Fine losing that item combo. It was not very good. We did get Lemon Mishap. Back in the old Flash version of the game, Lemon Mishap was considered the worst item in the game. Such that when Rebirth came out, they made an entire challenge based on it to encourage people to use it when they had so often avoided it for all those years. It's ultimately not that bad, but the area it covers is really pathetic. I had Lusty Blood for a second there. Oh, I appear to have Brimstone, though. Brimstone, massively downgraded in Repentance, still quite powerful. I don't seem to have anything else to explore on the floor, so let's fight this thing. I meant to actually let that cutscene play out, because I also don't know the names of many of the bosses. I basically have a speedrun mindset when I play this game. just get to the next area as fast as possible, which involves skipping the cutscenes. So all the bosses introduced since I started playing that way, I don't know their names. Unless they're like a final boss. Those I tend to notice their names. I do know this boss has way too much HP. Something people have been complaining about since it was first introduced. Obviously gonna buy the Satanic Bible. I actually own the Satanic Bible, written by Anton LaVey. It is garbage. LaVeyan Satanism is a joke, even among Satanists, because it's objectivism. Basically, the Satanic Bible is any tripe written by Ayn Rand. Total laughingstock. I mean, LaVeyan Satanism is slightly less reactionary than Randian schools of thought, but not nearly enough. And the Church of Satan, the group that actually uses the Satanic Bible as its foundation, is pretty embarrassing. They're sort of like libertarians in that they have that stopped clock, right every so often mindset that makes them look good when people retweet something they said a million times. So like, ooh, who would have thought the Church of Satan would be the arbiters of morality these days? They're not. I lost my brimstone. In favor of lacrophagy, I think this one's called. Ooh, and this book here. It's what makes what's her name? Bethany. It's what makes her so good. But a specific attribute of Bethany's also is required to make it that good. So this book is called the Lemegeton, which is a pun for "let me get one." And when you use it, it gives you an item as an orbital. So that item can be destroyed, but it will give you a powerful effect, so long as you protect it. My trinket is not going to do anything, because I'm going to use this book every single time it gets a full charge. We got Matt's kidney stone. I don't know who Matt is. I'm sure most Isaac fans have looked up what that name refers to. Probably someone who works at Nicholas. But I'll never know. Yep. I still have the effect, but I do not have the item anymore. I've got something that gives my shots an electricity effect. That's interesting.
Luck up.
There's that horrible narrator voice telling us what pills do, as though the on-screen text weren't enough. Oh, I guess I still actually have Matt's kidney stone. Oh, it's one of my orbitals there. The only orbital I have left from the Lemegeton. Totally wasted that. I forgot what book I was holding. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking at the map for. I haven't hit the treasure room yet. And it can only be in one location. Yep. Bum stealing those hearts. Thought about going to get more hearts to feed the bum, since there's some lying around. But, kind of a waste. I will let him go get these, though. I guess you can't eat the half-blue ones. News to me. So I don't have Jacob's ladder. Maybe that's the 120 volt that's doing the electricity effect? Dunno. Yep, there it goes. Maybe. I might still have it. Ooh, I did get the secret room guy? Oh, that means there's a an underground thing around here. Could waste a lot of bombs trying to find it. There it is. Plenty more bombs here in the corner, which I can get practically for free. Okay, we got the finger. That one came out shortly after Edmund Macmillan's charmingly named game, Fingered, which was like $1, and you would just, like, pick a criminal out of a lineup, and that was the whole game. I bought it, but I barely ever played it. Secret room over here. And it can only be, well, it could be in 2 spots. Let's try this one. Yes. A lot of things to spend money on. Not so much anymore. The 2 I destroyed are the 2 that would have been most useful to me, because I could have bought more soul hearts that way. So I have Monstro's Lung. That's pretty bad. Makes all my shots take a very long time to actually fire. But this run is probably doomed. Even if we get really good items, we will be likely to lose them. Like so. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything particularly good in this reroll. They changed rerolls drastically in Repentance. And you do full character rerolls, and they're much, much less powerful than they were in any of the previous expansions. Because, I mean, otherwise, this character would be impossibly powerful. And instead, they are not very powerful at all. I, for one, use they, them pronouns for Eden here. Because, I mean, there's so many characters in this game. We should get at least one. I don't think Edmund has officially stated that that's the case, but he can't stop me. He tends to be very supportive of headcanon for pretty much everything in Binding of Isaac. Because anytime anyone asks him a question about anything, he says it's all Isaac. Everything in this game is Isaac. It's basically just a kid, apparently using his imagination to escape his horrible, abusive home. But in actuality, it's a kid suffocating to death in his own basement. And these are what's passing through his mind in his final moments. Yeah, this game's very edgy, to the point of embarrassment. They only made it more so in Repentance. Like, I never really liked that twist, that Isaac is slowly dying as we play the game. But they made it worse when they explained too much about Isaac's father, which was already fully explored. Like, the hints, the items that referenced Isaac's father, they already hinted at what had happened, what was going on there with Isaac's family. But this expansion had to finally spell it all out in really, really overwrought dialogue sequences. I complained about this the last time I played this game, though, so I'll spare ya. Whenever I come across next, it's gonna get really wrecked by this kidney stone. And a million eyeballs. I consider this eyeball shot upgrade to be very, very powerful, but it really isn't. I don't think it really increases my DPS at all in most circumstances. But it is pretty cool. It's the Mask of Infamy. Long ago, it was the most difficult boss in the game by a wide margin. Specifically because of this part, where the mask moves really, really fast and can only be hit from the back. Many builds just couldn't hit that spot in the back. So anything I buy here will instantly kill me, but it's so beautiful. Such powerful items. They're worth dying for, but have to at least pretend that this is a legitimate run. Keep heading down. I think we're on Necro 2 now? Yep. Or Depths 2. The Necropolis is the bad version of the Depths. We're on the good, easier version. The really, really hard part of going for what I'm going for right now is we are going to have to find the marked skull, which will give us a Fool card, which will allow us to teleport onto the secret ending path. But if we get hit as Tainted Eden, we will lose the Fool card. It will transform into something else. So we have to find it, and we have to then never get hit after that point. That includes as we go through the boss fight. The boss fight against Mom here is always very difficult. Unless you have a very powerful build. It's an endurance test that takes an excruciatingly long time. I do not have a very powerful build. And then, of course, once we actually do all those things, make all that progress without ever getting hurt, we then have to complete the game, including several extremely difficult bosses. Can't believe that guy didn't hit me at any point. Yeah, right now the eyeballs are kind of screwing me over because I can't get close to those vomiting things. But the eyeballs limit my range because they bounce off of each other. So they can't go very far. After they go a certain distance, they'll just start bouncing off of each other. Staying in place. I already know there can't be anything good in here. If I could fly, that would have been pretty good. But I can't fly. They made it so hard to get in these boss rooms. In Repentance, you have to have exactly 1 heart's worth of HP or less. So even if it's all soul hearts, you can only have 1 soul heart. If you have 10 heart containers, they can only have 1 heart in there. Basically, you're just not going into those rooms anymore. I certainly don't get many opportunities. Okay. The Megaton is back. That's not good at all. Could say that item is shit. Oh wow. So I guess I have Polyphemus and the spider shot. There's my marked skull. So I do have a pretty powerful build. Let's see if I can keep it. Very unlikely. Playing with sound on does make it a lot easier. Because, like I mentioned, normally don't play with sound on. And that means there's no warning when mom's gonna attack with her foot. But, yeah. Polyphemus spider shot with splitting shots. Save the day. So now I can go on the secret path. Now I just need to survive the secret path. This floor can be very, very difficult. So far, it's pretty difficult. We got everyone's most vomit-inducing item, the intruder. It's a spider who lives inside your head. And then when you get hit, the spider leaps out. And suddenly my odds of survival are very poor. I have a 1 hit until I'm dead. I'm surprised it took this long. Use that to hit a button. How do I get this middle button hit? That'll do it. What a nightmare. Ugh. Yeah. That room sucked. Anyway. That was our fun little showcase. Let's play a legitimate character and go on the other secret path that was added in Repentance. You can see on my sheet, my completion sheet in the corner, all I have left to do is beat Mother, which is very hard. I'm probably not going to do it. I mean, the last time I recorded a video, Satan killed me. So, the odds of me get past Mother in this run on a much harder version of the game, not very likely. I don't even know if I want to reroll this. I do. What did we get? Ugh. Probably won't have enough rooms to refill my die 6, so I probably won't be able to reroll that. Nothing in there. Maybe I'll play with the sacrifice room a little bit. See that squealing guitar? I think that's part of the dynamic soundtrack. Not that it really indicated anything there. Maybe it's just a change they made to the soundtrack, and that squealing guitar always plays in that part of the level. I haven't heard this song enough times to say if that's the case. Honestly thought I was going to re-roll my character there for a second. Not that it would matter. I haven't picked up any items yet. These cooked meats were added in Antibirth, which is what Repentance is based off of. And they were very irritating in Antibirth. The bright side was they never started a room already cooked. They would only have meats that were also in a room with a fire, and then they might stumble into the fire and become cooked. But now they will sometimes start a room already cooked and causing you all sorts of problems. Also, they usually wouldn't show up until later floors. So I might have 2 additional rerolls of that terrible item I had in my treasure room. Yeah, I will. That's good. Here on hard mode, enemy bullets are ridiculously fast. But I exclusively play on hard mode, so I'm pretty used to it. Then when I bump it down to normal mode, the bullets look like they're moving in slow motion. What did I get? Purity. Right now, it is a dramatic increase to my shots per second. I believe that will change as soon as I enter a new floor, though. Pretty sure that's how that item works. Got more Gurglins. This is the most irritating variant because they spawn so many little enemies that act as shields to the main enemies. This one just takes much longer than any other variant of the Gurglins. Luckily, that Aurostat boost gave me many more tears. Now my speed is way up. But I have to go this way. Into the dross. So these are both better than my die 6. I kinda wanna re-roll them anyway. Yep, I got a Satanic Bible, hell yeah. That is gonna give me guaranteed devil deals every level. And lots of, what are the black hearts called? Probably just black hearts. Okay, we got a bad friend or a mystery item. Slight damage up. Oh yeah, and I got bookworm transformation there. So some of my shots are double shots. I like that in the expansion here they made the game so much more edgy and self-serious. Then they made an entire level that takes place inside of a toilet. Totally feces themed. From beginning to end. It's all over the map, this expansion. No tonal consistency whatsoever. Really makes the just terrible voice acting segments stick out all the more. I mean, the voice acting itself, perfectly fine. What they've been hired to say is utter garbage. Yeah, I got a pretty strong run going so far. I need way, way, way more damage ups, though, if I'm gonna stand a chance against that final boss. But I've got a health generator. My defense is very, very good. And the nice thing about deals with the devil is the devil offers a lot of damage-increasing items. I am actually going to buy some charges for my Satanic Bible. Get some more black hearts going. In Antibirth, this guy was a vending machine, and they made him into a beggar. I don't really know why. They had that perfectly good vending machine asset, and they made a totally new one for no reason. No wonder the expansion took 2 years longer than they expected it to actually be released, and it's still incomplete. They may or may not patch it to add more of the content that was planned and fix some of the many, many bugs that they introduced in the expansion. That remains to be seen. Yeah, it's weird just how much little and unnecessary things they changed. Often for the worse. Nice. It's not even all that good, but it could potentially make this run a lot smoother. And I have a lot of hearts to spend. It's actually going to make this room much easier, the upgrade I just got. Because it's penetrative shots. And these fireflies, they encircle another type of enemy and absorb shots for them. That's total garbage, Gemini. Abel is even worse. Nice. At least Gemini got improved in the expansion. Abel is just still terrible. Always has been, always will be. Aww. So I appear to have lost stats when I got hit there. And then they appeared on my range. So maybe that's what the Purity stat boost does? Every time you take damage, it switches to a different stat? I'm sure we'll take damage again at some point to test this theory. Yep. There goes that upgrade. What's it going to be replaced with? Damage. A ton of damage. 5 points of damage. That's obscene. I'll try and keep this one. By never taking any damage for the rest of this run. Works so well with Tainted Eden. Surely it's gonna work now. These ghosts are kinda irritating, but they make up for it by being very cute. Also, the gimmick that they actually pick up the level and throw it at you is very cool. Here's this guy who summons lots of fireflies. I don't know his name, because I've always skipped that cutscene. These little fireflies are the worst enemy ever. Because they will circle you and fire shots, often where you cannot reach them. In case you weren't aware, touching that specific flame is required to get the secret ending I'm trying to go for here. Because we have to be a ghost in order to go through the mirror, and touching that sort of weird flame turns you into a ghost. Not entirely sure why. It's a little bit obtuse. Uh-oh. I'm one hit away from death. There we go. Now I will get my Holy Mantle back. I don't think I want that. There we go, required treasure for getting the secret ending. Back in Antibirth, you got that by walking into a room that had an invisible chest in it. And you just had to notice on your map that it said, in that room there is a chest. Bomb the exact center of the room, you got the secret item you needed. Then they decided to make it much, much more complicated for some reason. Because they wanted this game to be in development hell for years and years. Bonus item. An actually good one this time. I was tempted to actually run into the white fire again. That would not have had the effect that I thought it did for a moment there. I also don't think it would have done damage, but better not to find out when I'm on such a good run. Wish I could just get rid of Abel. I hate this thing, and it slows my game down. Because my computer is a decade old, and lots of things slow it down. Many of the unnecessary visual effects in the expansion do that quite a bit, but Abel does it worse than pretty much anything else. because it has to do all of my inputs twice, but in opposite directions. Takes the game a few seconds to figure that out. Wait for this guy to open up. And obliterate him. Pretty much just going through here for 3 extra charges. Yeah, I wanted to play this game because we're coming up on Halloween. This is not a horror game, but a horror-themed game. And also, the first big expansion it ever got was on Halloween of 2011. The original Flash version of the game got a big update on Halloween for free, where they added 20 new items. They made Eve a playable character. And they added Satan as a boss. So we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of Satan. Exciting stuff. In his Flash form, that is to say. I lost my stat boost. Tragically. Maybe it'll come back. It came back in the form of tears, so that's still a massive damage up. That finger, I have no idea what it does. It looks brittle. That probably means something. I've played a ridiculous amount of this game, but there's still a bunch of items that I've just never bothered to look up. Most of them trinkets. There is still a treasure room on this floor. I don't even really need it. But after I find it, I might decide that I needed it. Got some of that FOMO, they call it. Lost my stat boost again. Now it's a speed boost. And it's gone. Okay, it's damage again. Good. Probably better in the long run. I forgot they did that on this floor. When you blow up a blue rock, they spawn a blue spider that you have to kill. Then you get your prize. They probably should have done more trimming of the ideas that were in Anti-Birth. Because Anti-Birth did a lot of stuff that was just like tech demos. Stuff that seemed like a really, really cool idea. Then they implemented it. They did an expert job implementing it, but it didn't actually make the game better. In many cases, it made it worse. They trimmed some of those things when they changed it into Repentance, but not all of them. The blue spider thing, probably not an improvement. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't think so. There's a huge increase to my tiers at the cost of a little bit of damage. That was only 4 cents, so why not? Let's see what this gets me. They seem to have made keepers who have nickels for eyes much more frequent. I see them all the time now, since I bought the expansion. And they tend to yield nickels much more often. Although that is based on random happenstance, so who knows? Maybe that's always been the case. I have maxed out my speed. I've almost maxed out my heart containers. Let's just take out this boss, probably very easily. Hornfell is his name, I guess. Yeah, I think some of the other bosses are named Fell, some variant of the word Fell. So this is probably a reference to that or something. Could just be making that up. Boss names, not my strong suit. At this point, he'll try to escape. And if we let him escape, we don't get a bunch of items that he would have otherwise dropped. Shame that. We could get the Sword of Damocles. Make it possible to just instant fail this run at random. Probably not a great idea. Still tempted to do it. Not gonna. Wouldn't be prudent. Yep, here's our secret route. Might as well press the button. Usually they make it so at least these Met Hat guys will open up to damage the instant you walk into a room. So you don't have to wait for that at least. But that guy was resistant to following that rule. Probably gonna have to explore this entire floor looking for buttons. More bombs. Could use more bombs. Or this. I've got it now. Can't get rid of it. Same as Abel. Minecarts. You would expect to see them in the mines. You'd be disappointed if they weren't here. But they're pretty irritating. I'm trying to use the Montezuma's Revenge. Doesn't work. Got my stat boost on damage again. That's nice. Buy some more. Charge for my Bible amid fart sounds. The eternal amusement that can be had from fart sounds. Apparently there's no age at which you're immune. That's actually a decent item here, because my range is fairly bad. But whatever. There's our last button. So I'll have to do a bunch of backtracking all the way back to the minecart that we have to ride. Why should enemies have all the fun? Now we gotta have some fun. Everyone loves a minecart level. This was so much simpler in Anti-Birth. They would drop you in a room with 4 buttons, and the buttons would have a certain number of rocks next to them, just tiny little rock sprites in the environment. And they were very hard to notice, but once you notice them, just hit the buttons in the order of the number of rocks. There would be a pile of 1 rock, then a pile of 2 rocks, pile of 3, and a pile of 4. Hit them in that order, your work is done. Now, we gotta go through a whole chase sequence. This is a test of patience. My patience is terrible when I'm playing video games. And I just got stuck on the corner of something. It's a good thing I have a lot of hearts to spare. So I'm probably gonna get hit at least once more. Yeah, I don't even, have to focus or anything. This is just kind of boring. It's kind of cool the first time you see it, but you do have to see it many times. Once per character if you're going for all of the unlockables. I'm not really going for all the unlockables, but when I do play this game, I do try to go for something new. And I've unlocked most of the things that aren't related to this path. So I do find myself on this path rather often. I don't know how long that took, but the answer is probably too long. That did build the entire knife for us, though. The knife only has 2 pieces. Back in Antibirth, it had a 3rd piece. They strangely removed that 3rd piece. The one thing they simplified. For no discernible reason. Because the 3rd piece made the 3rd secret level much more interesting. And we're about to go there, so I guess I'll talk about it when we get there. Got a pretty good build for dealing with this boss. Not even gonna let him do his brimstone. Yeah, I'll take that. Why not? I have to damage myself here anyway. Might as well get closer to unlocking a little minion that we can keep if we take enough damage. Not gonna bother with that one. Once we get to this floor, it's not worth the effort. The enemies are too, they have too much health. We could have spent a lot of time in that challenge room there. Boy. Believe, yeah. Charged penny. I unlocked this recently and I haven't picked it up yet. So that just filled some of my item list thing on the options menu, which contributes to my percentage completion. Wonder how you get to that battery over there. I may never know. Besides flight. Flight would get you over there. Got a few charges from picking up pennies. That's pretty cool. Gotta start replenishing this health, because it cost me a few hearts to get in this area. So teleporters are much more pointless here in Repentance than they were in Antibirth. Because back in Antibirth, there was a teleporter on each of these floors that would take you to a different section of the level that was otherwise unconnected to every other portion of the level. And you would have additional rooms over there, including an additional treasure room, an additional shop, all sorts of extra stuff to do. You could grind for extra items over there. And it was required to get the 3rd knife piece. Both items of mystery. Libra. So that balances out our stats. And our items, weirdly enough. The fact that we do have the knife after just 2 pieces means we actually get to use it to do some damage. And it does do decent damage. I'm actually gonna dump a lot of these coins in the donation machine. and slightly increase my luck along the way. Probably wasn't going to use those coins. Shop items are mostly useless. Only one of them increases your damage. Birthright can show up in the shop. I don't even know what Birthright does for Isaac. For some characters it does literally nothing. For many characters it does very little. And for some characters it is absolutely essential to complete a run. I don't know what these items are going to be. Great. I'm going to buy them anyway. That only does things if I take damage. That is excellent. Hell yeah. Glad I bought that one. Because now I can fly. Hopefully I don't get Curse of whatever makes the map not show up. And I didn't. But I can't fly anymore. Because I had one of those half white hearts. Euthanasia is pretty good. In the video game here. Ooh, I can get my empty vessel status back. Nice. And I can use it to do more stuff. It's nice that they don't take away your flight if you gain your hearts back, because otherwise I would be stuck in the corner. The piggy bank is actually paying dividends there. Making coins drop, and coins cause my Satanic Bible to charge up. Never even planned for that combo. Oh, my heart-stealing guy is gone. That's unfortunate. Can't use the clicker, because that could ruin this run. It changes your character. So, I mean, that's never a good thing. Unless you're in one of the challenges. In the challenges, it can sometimes save your run. So I should get an opportunity. No, I won't, actually. Damn. So because this floor has Mom as the final boss, the item we will get from her is always going to be the Polaroid and the negative. And as a result, we won't be able to get our deal with the devil. So I won't be able to get rid of this damn heart. We'll be stuck with it. Might be a little while before we can fly again. I could buy more beggar stuff. The bomb beggar is potentially useful, because he only drops coins. Coins give us charge. Oh, he also drops hearts. I forgot about that. There we go. That's all I wanted. I am surprised Greed hasn't showed up yet. There's Birthright, might as well see what it does. More options. Is that just the same as the other item that gives you more options? I don't know, and I won't find out on this floor because, once again, our items are set for story progression reasons. And anyone remember back in the day when story progression items were trinkets? So that when you completed the Mom boss fight, you would either get the, I think it was just the Polaroid, but it would go into your trinket slot. And you would then have to hold it in your trinket slot until the end of the game. And then, if you ever picked up the tick, your run was over. Because you could not ever drop it, and your trinket slot would be filled. You could sometimes get a second trinket slot, but it was unlikely. Not the sort of thing you could rely on. Here's a more powerful mom boss fight. She's gonna shoot lasers at herself. Our damage is obscene right now. Oh, there goes a lot of our damage, though. Might as well take that. Hopefully I'll be able to get rid of this heart soon enough. And then I'll go invincible every time I take damage. Mom's heart is an enemy you would never fight after, like, the halfway point of this game, normally. I have no idea how to dodge that pattern. I've never seen it before, and it just has way too many bullets. I'm very bad at shoot-em-ups. I did a video about one way, way long ago, which has been delisted from my YouTube. Not for any content reasons, I just don't think it's a very good video. So I pulled it. Yeah, this will get rid of my heart. And I can do it a few more times. Give me the prize. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that prize. Not unless I get a lot of fortunate pickups here. Vascularity, or whatever it is, that item that I picked up, it makes enemies shoot bullets when they die. And they shoot them at each other, so that it damages other enemies. But it's still very scary to see. Because it looks like they're shooting them at you. They look identical to all the other bullets that enemies shoot. Which means they could be coming right for you. It really just fills the screen with garbage that you don't know if you need to dodge it or not. Got my heart refilled, which means I gotta go get it defilled. I don't know what these little red orbitals are doing for me. Possibly just damaging any enemies that get close. That is a pretty good item. Don't know if I want it. But I'm probably not going to see enough pennies to make the charged penny worth it. So I'll take the risk. I have literally never heard the music in this floor. And I keep cutting it off to head back to the arcade. This guy is not paying out. But that was worth it. Very sparse music back here. In the corpse. So I guess it should be sparse. Moody and creepy. I guess I took damage there. No, right. I tricked myself. The Sigil of Baphomet gives me temporary invincibility every time I kill an enemy. Technically wasted half of that battery, but I am playing fast and loose. I am glad I have this Sigil of Baphomet. That was a good decision to take this. A lot of enemies are just going to charge at me, and so long as I kill one of them, I'll be good. And I picked up a heart. So the glitched crown is terrible, and the red key would replace my satanic Bible. That apparently is what more options does. Our birthright. It makes the items cycle while they are on their pedestal between two possibilities. I'm actually gonna do this again. I really want to see what this item could possibly be. And he's still not gonna give it to me. but
The lovers.
it's gonna give me a few more chances. That is a useful trinket under normal circumstances. Not today, though.
Health up.
Might as well pick this up, grab this penny, get a slight charge, and get the hell out of here. Gonna hold on to this Empress card for the final boss. Gonna need all the help I can get for even the slightest chance of beating this thing. The mother boss fight is frankly too difficult. Why do I have so many hearts now? I want 0 hearts. They just keep giving me more and more. Hopefully I will have a good devil deal at the end of this floor. Really need it at this point. Try not to have any heart pickups land on me, because I do not want them. Probably should just not open chests. Not like I need any of the bombs or keys. All the little friends I spawned. Gonna do damage to the Shimera here. I had a run where I killed some part of this boss before the other part, and it caused the boss fight not to complete after I killed the other part. It softlocked the game. And yeah. Never seen that happen before. It was on Repentance, it wasn't on Anti-Birth. So it was this final version of the game. Still had that pretty severe glitch. I don't think I want any of these, but I want to get rid of this heart. I'm going to buy Spirit of the Night solely to get rid of 1 heart. Then head back in here, get rid of the rest of them. And turn into Leviathan. I am now flying 3 separate times. All at once. So very, very powerful setup so far. I do stand a chance against the final boss. Totally wasted one of those batteries. Gotta stay out of the green fog.
You small.
Now I have almost maximum health. I am ready for this boss to show up. And the floor can change that. There are some rooms here in the corpse that I've never made it through undamaged. And all sources of damage do 1 full heart. Now if I get my setup right, that light bulb could be interesting. Oh yeah, euthanasia will destroy environmental hazards. Forgot about that. Big sharp friend coming totally out of nowhere. Curse of Darkness is not going to help me in the boss fight. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go and try and set up for the empty light bulb, whatever it's called, because it's gonna serve me way better than the Sigil of Baphomet. As powerful as it is, it only helps us when we have enemies to kill, and on the final boss, she doesn't really summon adds. So we won't really have anything to kill, besides the boss itself. So hopefully there are at least 3 more rooms that I can get charges off of before the boss. It's very likely because room or floors on the corpse are usually super long. Tears up. I'm still finding new pills here on the final level. Ugh, those intestine guys. They always get a hit off on me. Saving this charge because I really, really want to use that empty light bulb. But for now, I'll keep the sigil Baphomet. Because I do gotta clear out the rest of these rooms until I find the boss fight. There it is. Makes this room nice and safe. Then we can head back, get that other trinket. Just be extra, extra, extra safe. Because I really do not often carry a good run this far into the game. I think it was down here. Somewhere in the darkness, right? There it is. This will give us a lot of stats once we use the Satanic Bible. I wonder if this is one of the boss fights that charges your use items mid-boss fight. I don't think it is, but it might be. Versus Mother. Honestly, I did not expect to get this far. Let's see if we can make it count. Oh, she summoned some ads. So this phase has a lot of attacks that are super hard to avoid. That's one of them. The bullets from the knife, yeah, they go all the way down into the corner. It's ridiculous. There's a cheap shot, where she'll brimstone directly forward with very little warning. That was added here in Repentance. So if you played Antibirth, you are not expecting it. You're gonna get hit. Ugh, this series of moves is way too long, and it controls way too much of the room. So sometimes you just really can't do anything. You have to shuffle back and forth across the checkerboard with no real control. This sliding across the floor move, it has a tell. But when we have Curse of Darkness like this, we actually cannot see the tell. It's a like spurt of gore out of one of the walls. Depending on where that spurt is where she's coming from next. But we don't really get to see it. And she keeps doing it. Luckily I was invincible when she was going for that cheap shot. And she's dead. Bafflingly enough, I actually made progress. And got the meat. Oh, the meat cleaver is such a cool item too. I had no idea it was locked behind this particular boss fight with this particular character. I guess we'll watch the ending in celebration.
What are you drawing? Isaac, let me see it. Give it to me now. This is what you think of me? This is what I am to you? A monster?
No, Mom, I just...
After all I've done for you, this is how you view me? You think I'm a monster, Isaac? I'll show you a monster!
No, please!
You are just like your father. I can't even look at you.
How could you?
You are just like him! Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation.
My eyes just rolled out of my head. I've only watched that once before, and yeah, it's as bad as I remember. Hell of a way to end our spectacular run. Did not expect to beat the final boss like that, but yeah, I'm glad I got that right on recording. Glad and surprised. So, thanks for watching, happy Halloween, and sorry about the cutscenes, but I didn't do them. The game did.